Does Puppy have a buckler yet? Oh, he went Earn. Okay, nice. Yeah, good Earn game. Especially if they're pushing. I mean, their lineup is all about just pushing together behind that Nether Ward. So BKB is done now for ZYD, and it looks like Serenity does want to take this fight with this timing. They've even got GGG, you see him positioned all the way in the back lines. He's got the Death Pact available too. He does get spotted by the Creep Wave now, though. So Secret should be ready for a fight here.
Puppy on the front lines, dropping a sentry. In preparation for this, opens up the stuns onto PYW. Can they find the position to fight? ZYD pops the BKB, tries to land the stun on Yapsa, actually missed times it, so Yapsa will be fine. Mid one will not, though. So the Laguna Blade comes out. One down at the moment, make it 1-for-1 as the Nyx Assassin will fall, but with the wraparound, Xingqiu ready to come in for more. They'll turn towards the CM. CM gets blasted. The right click from ZYD flying through onto Ace, but with that fail, with the extra armor and the hood, not quite enough burst to bring him down. Ace still alive for now. He's hiding. They've got the Decrep. They turn. The self-fuel's there from the Lina. ZYD keeping himself safe from the stun. He's still trying to fight on, but the damage, it's too much for him. ZYD will fall. GGG, the Xingqiu though, with the cleanup as they'll find a fourth. They'll turn towards Ace. Ace can't quite find GGG as GGG.
He's got one charge,
goes with the invis.
They've got to be careful. Ace can turn this on them.
They're backing on. They don't want to hang around any longer. So a bit of a scrappy fight between both sides, but it is, of course, as you can see, Team Serenity getting out with Xingqiu and GGG alive, two of their cores. And they did manage to get both, well, Mid One and Fada being the two cores that did fall in that fight for Secret.
Yeah, Ace got both of the kills too. So he killed the Nyx, of course. The ulti didn't kill him, but the pulse afterwards. And then I think his Heartstopper aura actually ticked and killed the CM. So that's why he had that extra regen. So I think it was the Heartstopper that it might have been a pulse, but I think it was the Heartstopper. And that's actually what saved him from the right clicks from the Lina. So we'll see the Reaper Scythe comes out. Mid one gets absolutely destroyed. This was the BKB reveal, of course, by ZYD. But we see there's the regen coming out from Ace. He's already full HP off of this one. Yeah, it was a Heartstopper kill in between the Pugna life drain ticks, and you see his health regen because of that.
Yeah, plus 58.
Alive. Yeah. Pretty committed dive there by ZYD on the Lina.
Very all-in fight from both teams, but pretty much ends up with the game continuing to be in the same position that it was beforehand.
It was
Serenity
like
still with a slight 3k lead.
It's very slight
and
win for Serenity there.
Xingqiu still leading the charge on his tiny 605, top of the net worth, and he's pretty much got the money for the Shadow Blade. Bottom lane, the opening's there from PYW as he finds the DK. Xingqiu's in as well, looking for the follow. Mid one will try and turn with the stun to hold them back, but the kill will still be successful. The three of them, as you say, they sort of set up around the map that PYW can provide for the follow-up of heroes like Xingqiu's Tiny. With that blink and the TP scroll, he'll always be there to follow up.
And it seems like they're always the ones looking for the ganks instead of just like the group up push. Because you look at like Secret's lineup, they don't really have the heroes to like, all right, me and you pair up, we're gonna go kill somebody. While you look at Serenity, it's like this Nyx Assassin, this Clinks, they're always gonna be giving information on the map, looking for pickoffs. And now they've even got a Shadow Blade on the Tiny too. So always gonna be looking to catch Secret when they're split up. While Secret, they're looking to just take those 5-on-5 engagements around the Nether Ward. As soon as they get hit by Nether Ward, they're like, nope, see ya. They're like, goodbye.
No point in finding that. In terms of the build, as you say, you know, Fada getting the Undies first, he's still going to go back for the Aether Lens.
Yeah. I mean, you need that item on that hero. Everything feels weird to cast without the Aether Lens. Like Nether Blast is the cast range is actually so tiny near you. And if you saw, did you see Ace's item build? That was one that I don't think I've seen too often on the Necro.
Well, straight up heart.
Straight heart after the hood. Oh, just wanting to survive. They just want to group around this Necro and have Heartstopper be the dream. And the spam of the pulse.
Certainly a way to sort of survive those initial bursts, as we've seen. If he has the heart and the hood, chances are he will get the chance to pop Ghost Shroud, get a couple of heals out. But yeah, really going all in on just being that sort of irritating hero that's just going to survive throughout the fights and really makes you question how many of your resources you want to put on trying to kill Ace in these fights. The build from Lina as well looks like ZYD is going to be queuing up the Bloodstone.
Okay.
So that old school Lina build, not something that we see all the time. Wants to make sure he's got the mana to keep those spells spammed. And
always have Fiery Soul stacked up.
Have it at max.
It's pretty nice. They've got BKB timing, so GGG, maybe this is where we see Serenity again. Just keep looking for those fights since they've got double BKB. But Secret's also on the prowl for that engagement. They've got the Reaver as well.
There's the jump. Mid one, open straight away. He's onto a CM though. They'll put the Reaper Scythe down. They're popping a lot of stuff down onto XCJ, and XCJ will finally fall, but they've lost Mid one for that. Secret threw a lot onto that Crystal Maiden, and they lose a DK for it. Maybe even more. Secret's got to be careful here as the jump in from Jinkyu comes out onto Yapzor. He's held in place by the Yules. He'll get bursted too. They really focus fired that Crystal Maiden.
Yeah. And they didn't have everybody in range in time either, so they actually couldn't even get the full Reaper's kill. That was
a little weird.
A little weird.
That's
Mid one dies.
That's going to cost him a bit. But Roshan's now open for the taking.
Yeah. There's a weird spot too. You see Fada like kind of walks into the river and dropped his nether ward in the river too. So they're just like, oh, okay, we have full vision of it. Quickly kill it, and from there, yeah, Secret just can't take the fight anymore. Interesting
to see the Serenity still respect the three of Secret that are up. I guess it's low timers on the death, so they're not actually going to commit to Roshan. They got it down to about 2/3, but they back out of the pit. They don't want to stick around to finish it off. Just making sure not to slip up against Secret and get caught off guard.
So Silver Edge is going to be the choice for the Tiny. So breaking the DK for the most part, so they can always get those kills. But again, look at this. They're always on the prowl. PYW always giving information, trying to set up for kills.
There's the setup between the two of them. Opening up for Jinkyu to walk in, get that right click off with the combo. Mid one will turn with the stun. Can he get himself back to safety? No, he can't, because the damage from GGG's there. As he pops the BKB, stands his ground, and starts to pound away with the searing arrows, forcing Secret back. Secret starts to retreat. Jinkyu with the toss there, dragging them back into the ultimate of the CM. Perfect play from the Tiny, setting up for GGG on the Clinks to pick up the triple kill. I gotta say, Jinkyu's Tiny's been absolutely on point. 6-0-10. As we saw there, neat little plays like that, making sure that as many as Secret's heroes are caught in the damage from the CN's freezing field.
They're just playing at a very quick pace, and they're always responding with more heroes. Like Secret, they all TP'd, but it was a little bit too late.
Yeah, just still on cooldown as he gets caught out, and now they're content with going into the Roshan pit. There's 4 dead on Secret's lineup. Serenity into the pit will pick themselves up the Aegis, and now 24-13 sit at a 10k gold advantage in their first game here at the International 2018. It's looking to be a strong start, and they're showing from this team that a lot of people were ready to see how they perform.
I mean, Mid one is like suffering super bad this game too. He's 3-7 because he's kind of the sacrifice. He's just like, all right, blink stun, Reaper sight the guy I'm stunning, and then I'm dead. They use everything on me, and then we're fighting without your DK. This does seem pretty tough for Secret, even though they're trying to rally around the Netherworld, trying to take these 5-on-5 engagements. Serenity is there with more every time. Look at how fast they collapsed on the map. That was the impressive thing to me if you look at the mini-map. Like, they're setting up with this gank with these two, but already you see the Clinks as well as the Crystal Maiden starting to run in. And then Lina TPs even to the Shrine while this fight's happening pretty far away, so she starts running. So
and look at Jinkyu on the Tiny, just keeping his distance, making sure that he is going to be able to have that blink available to jump in and bam, find the follow-up as soon as... Because he knows the rest of his team's going to be able to bully Secret to the point the Secret are going to be on the retreat, and he just has to be there to get in and get that toss back so they get that extra core kill.
And they have so much disable and AoE, like AoE lockdown, like Strike Array, Tiny Avalanche, Nick Stun, even the CM ult and Nova, all these different spells to make the team fight just that much easier, and just keeping that lockdown going. Like I see Necro, Ace runs in, gets stunned, then he gets Spike Carapace, then he gets Avalanche, then he gets tossed. He's just controlled throughout the entire engagement of the fight.
I mean, yeah, both Tiny and Lina just absolutely massive at this point. 27 minutes in, CYD finishing off the Bloodstone on top of the Yules and the BKB.
Yeah, I mean the synergy on that on Serenity so far has been really, really crisp.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Top lane. Got Puppey and Fada looking towards Jinkyu, but this is a very hard kill for the two of them to find. Mid one. Now the Dragon Form about to wear off, and PYW
again on the prowl. Every time.
There we go. To try and open up. He'll turn his attention towards the Necrophos there with the Yule setup. There is backup for Secret. And Secret keep these boys off, and that's the question with the BKB pop from GGG as he's ready to hold his ground and push on forward. A second Yule sub to use to throw Ace up in the air. There's the jump in from mid one, goes for the stun onto ZYD. The brief fire as well. It's not enough to kill off ZYD. In fact, Secret, they've got to be careful again. Yapzor falling incredibly low. The stun comes out from PYW. That's going to be Yapzor gone. Light Strike Array from ZYD lands on top of Puppey. The Degrevify from Fado trying to keep Puppey safe. Will allow him to back off. ZYD's BKB beginning to wear off from the trees, going for the freezing field, but Puppey's there with a Fire Blast to cancel it. But the damage, the right clicks just punching down mid one. The BKB doesn't matter, he'll still fall. Puppey will crumble, even with the heart. This Necrophos is not surviving as Serenity take 4, another triple kill for Jinkyu.
Wow.
As Secret just seem to be out of answers now. They're behind. They had this lineup that was looking to perform much better in the laning stage. And then at this point of the game, how do they come back into it? Because Serenity, all three of their cores are starting to go off.
There's just so much control in these team fights. Everyone's getting, like, if you get stunned once, you're getting stunned 4 times, it seems like, if you're on the side of Secret. And the way that Serenity's prioritizing the places where they choose to fight, too, right? They just fought here a few minutes ago. They put new wards up, so they have full advantage of the vision in the fights. And mid one, he BKBs, blinks in, and he actually couldn't find a target to stun. He kind of just walked back and forth and then just died to auto attacks from the Clinks. So Serenity just perfectly positioning themselves, like right on that high ground, too. All 5 of them just staying right around each other. It's looking very nice.
So the next game plan is here from Serenity, how they want to use this advantage. Xingqiu pretty much with the goal for his Reaver. Towards the heart and the Tiny.
You can see how Secret's just so on the back foot. They're just, everyone's sitting behind Ace now. Their lanes are, the bottom lane's in an okay spot, but top lane's already pushing in. They're not even trying to deal with that. They just want to try to fight Serenity, but again, Serenity already positioned.
Absolutely, they're on the high ground. They're ready for that movement from Secret. Bursting down, Puppey, they've got the stun onto the Necrophos. Decrepify comes out from Fada, trying to keep Ace alive. Will be enough to keep Ace safe for now. Used up once again, though. Have they got the stun control for him? He pops the hood, continues to back off the turn with the stolen Laguna's Blaze there onto the Nyx Assassin. They will find a kill in return, but on the front line, Ace just getting beaten down again. Does have that ghost form to keep himself okay from the right clicks. Mid one trying to commit onto Xingqiu with the BKB. Decrepify from Fowler looking to slow down Xingqiu, but it's not enough to slow him down for the chase. And in fact, Mid one's the one held down by the Frostbite from XCJ. Another fight where Serenity are continuing to come out top. GGG now godlike on his Clinks.
Like, it's a stun, it's another stun, it's another stun. It's like, alright, Ace, he uses Ghost Shard, I use him. Alright, he lands again, stun him again, throw a Nova. They're always controlled on the side of Secret. The fights look so difficult for them. And they've got the BKB on mid one, but he's the only one. And everyone else is super susceptible to this.
You've got the Lincolns now complete on GGG. ZYD, after that Bloodstone pickup, is now up to 21 Bloodstone charges at 30 minutes.
Infinite mana, just spamming non-stop, always having 3 Fiery Soul stacks.
And Fada, he's been found in the tree line. GGG's there with a hunt. He's got eyes upon him. Fada tried to turn, but there's the Light Strike Array from ZYD. Quick Laguna Blade, and the Dragon Slave will bring him down.
Damn.
It just doesn't stop here for Serenity. 32-14. Their debut match here at the International 2018, and their debut, in fact, in terms of DPC events throughout the year. These are the new boys, and they're turning up in style against Team Secret in this game 1.
And they're making it look, I mean, I wouldn't say look super easy, but they're looking very coordinated is the important thing for me. Like the symphony of skills that they've been having, the Tiny throwing people back into like Frostbites, back into CM freezing fields, like anything like that. It's great to see a team being able to do that when you haven't played at TI before, right? Like
yeah, exactly. We see so many teams sort of, you know, come through qualifiers and such, turn up to something like TI, and they sort of buckle, you know, under the pressure. I mean, it's under the pressure, there's less pressure for sort of the teams that they're sort of like the underdogs, newer teams that a lot of people don't know what to expect from. But to be able to come up and show up as they are here in this game 1 with a lot of flash, a lot of flair, doing it their own style, having sort of the leaner pick. You know, this is not a hero that we're seeing every game. But ZYD certainly making it work. 7-4 and 13. Fantastic iron timing, and the Shiva's Guard very soon to follow.
He's just keeping his presence always on the map, always staying aggressive. And the same thing with the Tiny. I mean, excellent Q. Again, looking for Puppey.
And he's found him. No escape for Puppey. Can they get the control onto Ace? So that's the question. They're trying to chase.
He's got Boots of Travel and Bloodlust. Pretty speedy.
A little too speedy. As he's back up to the high ground. Secret just constantly getting pressured back into the base.
Again. Yep. I mean, Ace survives for a pretty long time. 8-4 and 3 on Ace so far with this heart and everything, but the rest of his teammates struggle so much to get into the fights and actually throw some damage onto what Serenity's got right now. So even the Nyx is tanky. Like BYW, look, this guy's got 1800 health. Took the 325 health talent. Level 18 as well.
Closing in on. Well, as a closing in, he's going for the Eon Disc, of course. It's going to take a bit of time, but yeah, once he has that, it's certainly going to be this nuisance for Secret, even more so in these team fights.
Yeah, Secret just. It's looking very hard for them to come back in this game because sure, it's like Ace isn't having that hard of a game, but the rest of his team, I mean, look at the Pugna and the DK's net worth. They are half. Both of them combined is this less than the Tiny right now. And they do need one of those other heroes to be able to scale. So Ace will queue up the Aghanims next. That might be one of the few ways for them to try to come back, right? Just get some Chain Reaper Scythes fighting with a numbers advantage. But so far, Serenity has not really been giving that opportunity to Secret in this game. How's our APMs looking? Saw a couple of them pop up.
I don't think we've got it on this game.
They didn't turn on this
They
game?
removed the APM.
Oh.
It's my favourite bit of the show.
So, Serenity continuing to just keep their map control and farm as much as possible. I guess just waiting and stalling for that next Roche. Keep scouting it out with XCG, and Secret's just still trapped in their base. They're starting to feel like they need to do something. They're going to smoke up. They've got the level 18 on the Necrophos as well, so the stronger Reaper Scythe. Serenity's all in the area. They're ready for this fight. Scan comes out from Secret.
See if they can get the ward down. There's the Yule set up onto Yapsor. Light Strike to follow it up. Perfectly timed by ZYD with the double damage. A few hits, the Rubik's gone. The ward quickly dispatched off as well.
As soon as Secret starts seeing like the number advantage for Serenity right outside their base, they're like, ooh, fighting outside the base is a bit risky when we're at this much of a deficit. They actually have to be fighting with that high ground advantage.
Yeah, they've somehow just got to find at the start of the fight that jump and burst that we talked about, and
yeah.
not onto a Crystal Maiden. They have to take off one of the cores at the start with the DK initiation into the Reaper side follow, but it's getting harder and harder to do, as we've seen with the beef being built up by the cores of Serenity. They put with the BKBs, those sort of pick-offs at the start of the fight aren't going to happen.
They've got to look for what it looks like is the Lina, because the Clinks already has the Lincoln Sphere as well as the BKB, so that'll give them a second to get that immunity off, and Tiny has 5,000 life. So if they can do the 2300 or whatever initially, and then throw the Reaper Scythe, but that might be a bit of a tall order still.
Xingqiu on the hunt once again as Secret have started to leave the base, and Ace, he's been found. He is beefy, so won't die straight away. Is there anyone else coming in for the side of Serenity? They're trying to. They're looking to chase down Ace. As you said, he's speedy. He's hiding in the tree line. He does have backup on the side of it all, but the Light Strike, the Laguna comes out. Can they burst down Ace in time? The toss, Xingqiu, not enough damage to kill off Ace, as Ace will keep himself alive. BKBs have been popped as GGG. They're going to move forward. They'll take the Nether Ward down. No one to fall. No one alive for now. Xingqiu tries to jump forward with the tree throw. Still not quite enough to get the kill.
They start to drop him low. Immediately the Lincolns gets thrown on him once he drops around half HP. And now Roche has spawned. So Aegis and Cheese available, and Serenity still in a good spot to be able to go for that.
We'll see if Secret do manage to fight and contest this Roshan.
I believe Ace survived.
God. I mean, he obviously with his build.
He's got a heart, but
he's got a lot of beef.
It's still pretty remarkable that he's able to tank through all that. This Roche
should be a free one.
Oh yeah.
As Secret, understandably, just playing very timid around the pit. Not going to look to commit to it, as ZYD's able to grab himself the Aegis on Lina.
It's just getting scarier and scarier, though, right? The gold and the net experience, it's getting to astronomical points. We're at 27,000 gold lead and almost a 45,000 experience lead, which isn't something you see too often. If you look at the kills, it's 14 to 34, but it's been Serenity pretty much for the last almost like 18 minutes or so, them just leading all the moves around the map. Secret they're kind of trapped. They're good at making sure, like, they're not really, like, you don't see them actually farming the lanes too often. They're kind of just pushing them in as quick as possible and looking for team fights on the side of Serenity, because they've had this big lead for such a long time.
Mid lane, there's Cedric down in the tree line. It's PYW and CYD now starting to come across, seeing if they can start something.
Secret's got vision around here.
Yeah, they know that the hunt's on, and they are not going to be caught out. They're back up again.
And they're going to lose their vision. So getting more and more items. Level 25 as well starting to come out for Serenity. Tiny has the AC finished on top. How's the levels on Secret? So level 19 Necro, Fada 16, 17 on mid one. So yeah, they're that 45k experience is definitely showing itself.
There we go, starting to get some damage onto the tower. Secret, they've got to do something to slow this one down. They'll look for the Fire Blast onto the Tiny. Xingqiu starts to back away, but ZYD there with the Fire Soul stacks just doing a lot of damage there to that tower. Now down to less than half health. There's a full Nullifier picked up by GGG on the Clinks.
That is so big item versus the Pugna as well as the Necrophos now.
Yeah. That instant sort of for the Purge and slow and control.
Yep.
Should
Purge
guarantee
just a
them
block
kills.
of the items. Yeah,
yeah.
Just both. I feel like I've seen Secret. If we had a heat map, I think we've seen them in this particular area for the last like 15 minutes or so. They can't really step too far outside. It's too difficult for them.
Yeah, the whole game, as we've been saying, the pick-off play of Serenity has been flawless. Xingqiu, PYW setting things up across the map for the entirety of the game. And they'll open up again onto the directly there. It's going to be the jump forward from mid one. Does go for the stun. They've got the telekinesis as well onto the Clinks. But Xingqiu's in with the toss. The avalanche onto 2. Yapzor used up, nullified straight back down. That's Yapzor gone. The Laguna Blade onto Waste, he's falling low. Another Yule's being used here by Serenity to try and hold him in place. There's the Light Strike on point from ZYD, but he's getting focused down by mid-1. They'll take the Aegis out of him. But mid-1, he cost a lot of his life for that one, trying to commit to the fight. He gets taken out. He'll have to buy back straight away. So far, Secret only able to take the Aegis out of the hands of Serenity. Serenity, they get 2 kills, they get a buyback as well, and they'll also get the melee racks as they finish them off, turning towards Puppey. The Nullifier upon him with that fast attack of the Fiery Soul passive. They are going to be able to slow Puppey down, kill him off another time. They'll turn themselves towards another as Ace will fall. That's a full set of racks. Serenity are not stopping. They're 41k ahead. Secret still holding on to this game, or at least trying to. But Serenity, in this game 1,
they've got this one.
They have absolutely done it, and in an incredible style as well, and not in a close style whatsoever. There were very few points in this game that it really felt that Secret could come back in. Surely we saw Ace build up this sort of very tank build. You know, he was going to be able to survive for a little bit in the fights, but the combo, the control, Xingqiu's Tiny, that's getting a ban, I'm telling you now. Surely. The Tiny play.
They also, they first picked this Nyx, and this Nyx was also remarkable. The combos. The last fight, I clicked on Ace, and he walked up and he used a pulse, just a casual pulse. The Nyx carapissed him. They stunned. They got like 4 or 5 stuns follow up. They used him afterwards, stunned him again afterwards. And meanwhile, this is happening. The Tiny is throwing people into the combos. So he blinks on the sideline, tosses someone into where the Light Strike array is already going, throws an avalanche on top. There was a lot of, like, you know, the symphony of skills that was coming out from Serenity this game.
Yeah, that was, I mean, did she say, doesn't die at all. 13-0-17, Xingqiu on his Tiny. And look at that, perfect synergy as well. Look at that, both Tiny and Lina, the same last hits.
Same last hits?
You don't see that often. They're on the same wavelength, these boys, Xingqiu and ZYD. Both hitting 369. That's a Craigasm. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This game 1, Team Serenity turning up. I know people will be quick to sort of jump the gun and say, it's the new Wings.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. And there'll be a lot of people looking to jump on the hype train. That was only one game.
It was, and I feel...
It was one game.
I did feel, you know,
But it looked good.
They first picked Nyx, right? And Secret responded with Necro Pugna. So I feel like... I did feel like that hurt Secret a bit just off the bat. And yeah, I mean, the Nyx and the Tiny for me really... They played excellent to me. And of course ZYD. You can't really take credit away from any of the guys on Serenity because they had so much synergy running them out. And Secret... They got to a point where they kind of just got run over.
Okay, well, it sounds like apparently production needs to have a break, so we are going to have a break. We will be back very shortly with Game 2 of Serenity versus Secret. So don't go anywhere. We should be able to hop in the lobby very, very soon and get that on your screens. We'll see you in a second.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you just throw him on. Like, Wraith King has terrible base attack time. You try to attack him off, but you don't.
I think Vichi's definitely going to be favored in this bottom lane. Maybe even both side lanes, but mid is the issue.
Yeah, they placed the sentry down, but won't find anyone quiet. Do we have a sentry to counter? We do. It's on LAN M. So we'll see if they sentry the sentry or not.
Dude, he went boots first again.
Yeah. It's just LAN M doing LAN M things.
I just don't know, man.
Oh, there's the stun from SVG, but Torrented will be the king. And it is snaking in the safe lane, while Resolution is top lane on the Mirana. Arrows the range creep.
I like this choice. I don't think you ever want to put a melee hero against Tiny, especially one that spawns creeps.
Yeah, for sure. Middle lane, though. 11, Yawar, and it is 25 versus 12-2. The TA doing good. Look at that damage. Just pumps it on out. Brood not feeling too hot. There's a double damage bottom. Looks like it will be picked up here by Boots first, Kunkka.
The value. That would have taken him at least an extra 5 seconds to get there.
And now top lane, Shadow Realm. We'll just get popped, do a little bit of damage here.
And it also, it turns your whole attack into magic damage. So if you get the W off later on, the Fate's Edict, not the Fate's Edict, the thing that Oracle has, the W, it'll do 0 damage, which is quite nice.
My God.
It is Fate's Edict.
Yeah,
wow, there you go.
Believe in yourself.
I was like going to correct you, and I'm like, and you were correct. I'm used to having to, you know, edit what you're saying, but that time around.
So where do you go right now? Obviously, the TA is going to have the most last hits. I mean, that's playing against a Brood, but the top lane is actually going very well for Resolution versus a Tiny.
I mean, I think that's to be expected. Like, Tiny 0 armor hero, you're playing against 2 ranged heroes, but I'm telling you, I'm just afraid. Once TA hits 6, I don't think Brood can play mid anymore, especially if he doesn't have a sentry. With a sentry, it's possible, but you're going to be... The thing Brood fears is heroes that can kill his tower and force him out of lane. TA does both.
Well, top AK bottom lane. It's going to be a 1 stun into another stun. The sentry was countered, so Dire does kill Radiant's sentry, which saves Paparazzi right there. Good job by Lanham. But another stun's going to fly. If you didn't know, it does damage over time. It's doing a little bit snaking. Just going to try. SVG popping that mango, but instead he's going to get turned on, so both of them are low. SVG got greedy. Top lane Resolution kills Fenrir. That's got to be the worst support, right? You're like, I'm about to get a double kill, and then you just get kited the entire time and go down. But look at this. Roots are going to be placed down, but a nice jump. Ori.
That's hard.
The fancy footwork there. Looked like if he wanted to dodge that, he was going to eat an arrow, but no. He dodges every ability. Nicely done.
He was in the force, but he certainly wasn't blind.
He was not.
Wow, dude, oh my goodness.
Look at that. I mean,
that is TA versus Brood, folks.
And that's like 2 creeps. It looks like about 9 times 9. Give me
He's only
that,
hit by
81.
200 net worth, but
yeah.
I mean, obviously the CS is
it's the
quite
XP
inflated.
too.
You look, he's almost a full level up. Well, not really. He's like almost a half level up, which is very nice. And he is level 6 now. So do you think you have to buy him a sentry? Or he has to buy his own, or
somebody's got to buy one? Yeah, I mean,
nope.
The concern is that you're going to have your tower pressured, and the trap spam, you can put one behind the tower, or like all around the tower essentially, and then if Brood runs on top of it, you pop it, run at the spiders, 1 side blade attack, kills everything. Level 7 refraction at least, they'll kill everything.
But the gold lead is in favor of Vici Gaming.
Just an update for you guys here who are on the multicast. We are going to be keeping up with this one for now, Storm versus Vici, and when something else does start to get spicy, we'll be bringing you all the action as well. Optic versus VP just finishing their draft. We'll likely be seeing that when we get that first blood. We'll see you then.
We were getting caught.
Wow, the skeleton damage. Oh my goodness gracious.
And look at, they're going to keep going.
Yeah, stun again in 1 second. Level 3 stun from
this
the
will be
Wraith.
another kill. Look at the skeletons coming in, like you say.
Those things do so much damage.
37 ahead.
Holy moly.
That's why.
Spooky scary.
Oh, top lane. Looks like there's going to be initiation. Resolution, though, gets the arrow off. He leaves fort. He will, but the magic damage. See you later, says the Oracle, but it won't matter. Ori will still drop, but you do see a little bit of the power of Oracle stopping the double Starstorm. Well, I said Vici Gaming had a lead. Now it's more than 1,000 gold lead for VJ Storms. Nice. The Dark Willow laugh. That's something.
Yeah. I was like
keeps
waiting
going.
for that to
Yeah,
end.
it
I
just
know
keeps
you were
going.
trying to talk over it, and at some point, bottom lane, Snaking's in some
The
trouble.
bug, he finally gets it off. Should be a kill, though. It will be. And that's a mega kill. 321 for Paparazzi.
So close.
you haven't noticed, it looks like, yeah, you know, or he is going to get his own stack. I was checking stacks. He just didn't have any. Did he? He missed, too. He didn't even get his own stack.
They got the D-ward bottom as well, which is really important.
I think this isn't looking too bad for a Vici game right now. It was that top lane, bottom lane, but then you get the counter kill, and now you're a little bit fine.
This is a big timing for them. I'd like to see them connect on mid to the Brood lane. Like, get a kill for him, preferably with Lanham, but it looks like he might go down. I'll be fine. Oracle's here as well.
Oracle
If
will
they get the root off.
Dude, these bug. Look at the bug. He has to kill it, though. SVG, I think SVG needs to help him kill. They will purge him.
Got level 6 on Wraith King just now. He just hit it off that creep dying.
And he's going to stun in. Resolution gets a kill on
Big boy crit coming out from Snake King.
Dude, Lan needs to be careful. If you didn't know, Resolution as well rotated middle. So Vici Gaming took what you wanted for them to do, and VJ Storm rotates.
I don't like that they rotate bottom. Like, what purpose does that serve? It's an off-lane Wraith King, and he hits 6. And you end up getting turned around, and you need to get your Brood ahead in the mid lane.
Should be okay here again. We have that, yep. And Resolution knows this time. He's like, I'm not wasting a leap and Starstorm mana.
Dude, they got every spider mid as well. Like, the whole tempo of the Vici lineup comes from this mid Brood. If TA shows up with like a Deso blink 14 minutes, 15 minutes in, like, I actually don't know how you stop him. Like, his blink timing is going to be crazy fast. And look at all the low armor heroes on Vici.
Yeah, the thing about this TA Brood matchup is it's all about who gets that first Rosh, and that first Rosh is all enabled by who can pressure who out of lane. And like because of who can pressure who out of lane, they'll hit their timings faster.
Possibly
they're fording top in order to push or dive the tower.
The bug out. Instead, Dark Willow's here. Hexed up Weaver, you're not level 6.
Wow.
Yet, dude, they have so much burn. Like the Wraith King crit plus that. Rezo will die.
What was he doing? Whoa. Yeah, you better say sorry.
Kill, looks like
he's really feeling himself up there.
Doesn't get it.
But I will say, we mentioned in the draft that we wanted to see a lineup that really threatened Weaver when it's a first pick, and these Willow Lion cores, or supports, sorry, are exactly that. The Weaver does not have free reign this game, and a hero like Weaver, when having to play scared, is much less scary. See what I did there?
What build do you want on Broodmother? I did see, though.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Kyle's a little slow, so
we've
I usually have to
what's the newest build nowadays? Like, I've seen quite a few stuff.
I've seen Diffusal Blade. I've seen.
I'm telling you. I mean, against TA, it's a bit weird, but I stand by. I think 3-3 showed you the best way to play Brood like 6 months ago. You get HOD every game, and he goes pipe. But they 10th pick it a lot of the time. But like HOD specifically is the item on Brood.
I feel like pipe is meant to make it so your spiders never die, but this game, the way they kill them is sideways,
exactly.
So probably won't go that.
That's the TA factor, where the entire game you threaten spiders.
Yeah.
And especially with Deso, you just one-shot them with one side blade. And one mistake from Brood, all of a sudden your power's
Oh, they're looking.
gone.
Lan M, he has level 2x. Will he get it off? The trap slows him down. And Yawar, he'll just run away from there. And there you see, it's a 3-for-1 bounty, or pardon me, there's a lot of bottles.
Yeah, it's
bottles
2 for
are
2.
back. Yeah, 2 for 2. I was like, there's 8 bounty runes on the map now? My goodness.
Yeah, it's just all these side laners now that there's bounty runes. It's so much nicer
And you
for
can
you to
buy
get
it
them,
there.
and you can buy it at the side shop, exactly, or secret shop.
Yeah. I like that Snake King chose to max stun this game, especially with a Lion against a super low HP hero like Weaver. It's just
they just have
so
low
much
damage
pressure.
early game, so
Yeah.
padding the stats on that one is really nice. Weaver
Here we go,
does
middle.
disjoint that.
Oh my, a blow up there. SVG with just the TP rotation. I like it too because Yawar kind of baited it in. He wasted his, not wasted, he used his refraction, and then the Brood was probably pretty good.
I just feel like both these games, all 4 of the games we've watched, it just feels like EG and VGJ understand better where to make their moves
look
to.
at, yeah, bottom lane. He's feared. Do we have any crits? We do not. He does have an ulti. He will just go back. He has a regen rune as well. And now instead, X goes on MSS. He does not have any abilities to save him right now, and he will just go down. Radiant will get the middle tower.
Look at how much was invested. In the meantime, the Brood has died twice. The TA kills mid tower. He's got a blink now. He can go farm Ancients, then rotate wherever he'd like. Where did they find that kill? On the support underneath their own tier 1 tower. It took, what, 2 TPs? Just 1 TP? But 3 heroes?
But it
like
cost 3 heroes. Like you said,
Yeah.
people don't realize it's just like real life, right? You go to a job, you get paid for your time and your
Exactly.
work. Just like
Are you getting paid for this?
What?
I hope so.
Oh, shoot.
I love Dota.
I need to
I'm
retalk
getting
that.
paid in great Dota.
I will say, Ori's being forced to go first
gonna
item
go.
Blink Dagger with no treads.
Or
That's just not good.
Yeah, that's like...
That feels
You can tell he's in a
bad.
bad spot when that's his choice, because he knows he has to drastically change this game, because treads means you're happy farming for a bit longer, you just want to play your lane. But he knows that this game's getting out of hand pretty quick.
It's strange to me that they value Tiny this highly and they play it like too exclusively with Blink Dagger every game. I feel like the strength of Tiny is once again the versatility of how you can play it, and specifically from the 3 position. If you try and force this Blink 2 position, snowball, I'm going to kill everybody by myself, it's so all in.
Yeah, TA already has a Blink Dagger of her own working on. Like,
and the Brood is 4th in net worth, man. Like, this hero had to be ahead.
That's just the TA matchup. And as long as the TA understands exactly how to play the matchup, it's really unwinnable for Brood.
Middle lane. They're looking, but... Oh, they see him. Looks like he will just get away. Simple as that.
SVG's skill build, 4-2-0.
You like it?
I like it.
I don't think you need mana.
His lockdown this game is incredibly impactful against all the heroes.
And super value when you're playing against the Weaver as well. It's helped them land a bunch of kills on him.
So why don't you go mana drain in a lane like bottom? Speed it out, because I know
the time you spend like draining mana, you're just gonna die. Yeah, I don't think you can stand there for more than a few seconds.
So I do want to say one of the, I mean, I don't want to say noobs, but like one of the most common skill builds I believe is like pretty much just 2-0-1.
Or like, at least the 1-0-1.
So why is it?
I said we would, and I deliver. That's right. We're going to be moving over to stream B now, from one Brood to another. Seems like the Spider's getting a lot of love today, and we're going to be jumping in to see what Optic Gaming are doing versus Virtus Pro, or at least that was the plan, as it does look like we've just been jumping into a pause. Regardless, let's see what the casters are saying. Toby's going to be talking to you, as long as side Cinderin.
Good to go again.
Normally. Oh, wait, no, I couldn't.
Oh, so they didn't respond when we said go? Let's try the chat wheel.
It's a good way to do it. 33 in Viz, using his skeleton walk to get away. Actually wants to try and turn around. The clap is out. The Dark Willow, however, with the extra life, 33 will have the distance, and Roger is forced to throw everything into the Brewmaster, not the target he wanted to do it on. As I'm looking at that, Ramses finds a kill on CCNC. This is not the greatest game even for PyCat. Like, you start begging the question, like, how many lanes have actually been won by Optic? And it feels like none is the answer, especially as PPD is going to go down again.
Optic are getting crushed right now. Like, this is not good. We said all they need to, well, not all they need to do, but what they need to do is they need to try to get into this mid-late game situation without being run over too fast early on, because PL will be amazing this game.
Yeah.
But this mid lane is a travesty.
The TPing in
this
the Brood.
Is really not good.
He goes for a clap, but Silence is nearby. PPD makes his way over too, but they want CCNC. The Spiderlings and Solo go over towards CCNC as Ramses looks for another target. Monkey King, does he pop? The curse will do it. And Ramses is the man to find the kills. Now they've turned their attention over towards Zai. Another clap out, but stick charges and raindrops protecting Solo for so long. Ramses wants to be able to hit, but that drunken brawler, Solo can turn again. Really? How many times can he do this and still survive? How is there no level of punishment? It was a 3-on-2, but it's a 3 on Brood.
Toby, Monkey King is not a good comeback hero. Did you know that?
I did know that, but it's always good to reiterate the crappy mess that Optic is in.
Yeah, this is not good. He's level 5 and Brood is level 8 and has taken his tower min at 7.
And now controls his jungle.
This is not the way this lane should have gone, but what happened was the one rotation from Solo that got them the first blood projected, or like
Zai's dead.
It just pushed.
The curse is out. Silence. This is +8 now for Solo.
They've just propelled this Broodmother out of control already, actually. It's such a big advantage that Ramses is now running CCNC down in the mid lane.
Yep. That's what Ramses loves to do, though. You give him that space. Looks like 33 at least able to get some kind of rebuttal onto Solo underneath the Dire Observer Ward as well. But this is that power of Clinks, and normally a good comeback mechanic, good comeback hero, Clinks is able to slip through the back lines, take T1 towers, grab supports, try and tilt the status quo.
33's game is pretty good right now. I think he's got what he needs on the Clinks.
Pasha and Solo going in after PyCat. Jukes for half a second. Pasha in pretty deep. The Windrun's giving in the protection and goes straight after Phantom Lancer. Stick charges can't let him survive, so he runs back up again, avoids the power shot, and then lances over towards Solo. This is going to be huge if PyCat survives, but he will not. It will be a trade-off, a 2-for-1. But it's the PL, the hero that's meant to be your saving grace, and no one with a double damage rune. A little bit more difficult because the Drunken Brawler, but just chases after Zai. A level 4 Brewmaster. He cannot survive that. No one will get the kill, and time lapses off every bit of damage done to him.
I'm looking at how Optic need to approach this game, because you're under so much pressure against Broodmother, and your communication in this game, you have to plan your next move. Like, they have to think about, okay, how do we alleviate this pressure? What's the solution? Are we going to hunt and try to kill the Brood, or are we going to go and kill the other heroes? And I think no matter what your answer is, your Clinks has to be involved right now. I don't think anyone else on this map is going to do anything. Monkey King is tied down to this mid lane. If he leaves the lane for just 30 seconds, his tower is in a lot of trouble. Brood is farming all of his jungle, pushing in his lane. If you move the Brewmaster around, he's a level 4 support. This is not your classic Brewmaster mid at 9. He's not going to be able to get split off yet. And your safe lane, well, PL is very greedy and he went Ring of Health. He's not going to go for you.
Oh, they see CNC's alone. There's your jump, caught inside of a bramble, able to get the stun off. But not enough space to be created. This guy doesn't even have Tree Dance. There's no way to do it. And then a Shadow Realm TP out.
Good skill
Safest way for Roger to escape.
I think this is exactly how you skill with Monkey King in this game, by the way. You go 4 in the stun as fast as possible. This is not that common usually. Monkey King will max out Jingu or get a value point in Tree Dance, but you need the 4 in stun to be able to kill off Spiderlings and buy enough time to disengage. So definitely agree with that.
Under the Observer and Sentry, no one. He was just hanging around for the 10-minute rune. And they're going to get all 4 bounty runes. No room for Optic. And they just see 33. Like, they'll know when 33 gets involved. Like, you keep calling for it, but he's farming underneath the Observer and Sentry. So they'll see when he runs up north looking for a kill. They'll see when he backs off and goes towards the mid. And thanks to the mass amounts of Observers and Sentries the VP have in this mid lane, I guess impossible for Optic to surprise Ramses. He owns this mid. So maybe they go... okay, no. Yeah, VP just take bottom lane instead.
Damn, CCNC is really farmed. Toby has 160 last hits. 116, I mean.
Yeah, for his net worth of 3.3k.
116 CS.
Compared to the 5.8k.
He's 30 CS, 40 CS ahead of the Broodmother. Surely he's crushing his lane. Oh, Brood's Diffusal. That's a problem.
We could watch Zai die.
He might actually survive this, CCNC. Yeah, he just barely got out of that. Good stun.
Meanwhile, Brewmaster died. He actually died almost in his tier 3 tower on top lane. Just being dived out of their minds. And hey, look, they left mid lane. Ramsey's forcing it with the catapult wave. So if Optic want to try and come down to bottom lane to defend against VP's push, they have to let their mid lane go. Finally, some sentries coming in from PPD. Hoping that Ramses will commit to some kind of fight so 33 can open up on him. It's the end of the death pack, so there it is. Pull him in, swap him up. Global silence is out, but it won't matter, or will it? Ramses into the trees and away. No way does he get away with this.
Oh,
he does. They didn't know he ran up. They thought he ran down, or at least hung around.
That's such a fast global.
Virtus Pro looking comfortable so far. We'll be checking back in with that game a little later. But for now, I think we're heading over to Stream C, where we get to see how Vici Gaming versus Storm is shaping up. Not forgetting, of course, VGJ Storm do hold the lead from the first game. Let's see if they can split the series, as Vici are on the back foot.
It's one of those things where when you're the Willow in this spot, you're just a support. You're like, I'm going to farm this lane, and if they decide to kill me, then so be it. But because I'm farming this part of the map, if they don't deal with me, I'm going to be a support pushing their tier 2. So they're forced to gank me rather than gank my Wraith King. And that's something you can do when you're ahead.
Well, Tiny up here with Oracle. Maybe they have Blink. Resolution should be a little bit careful. It's a tough kill, but...
You are so farmed right now.
Yeah, I saw Sheepstick queued up for him, but he's going to go BKB first. Yeah. I like TAs nowadays are oftentimes going for the Scythe of Eyes rather than going Orchid Nullifier, because it's just less in gold to do better things.
Especially since you really don't need the damage and you're playing against an Oracle in this game.
Yeah.
So you just blink Hex, whereas if you were to Orchid Nullify somebody, those just both get cleansed.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll get asked about stuff like, why are people going Scythe of Ice instead of Orchid? And right now it's just better as an item overall.
You can't counterplay it. It's a timing now where you're strong for the rest of the game. There's nothing you can buy that's just like, oh, they have a Hex, like I'll just get this and we're fine.
Yeah, exactly. If you see them have an Orchid, there's so many items that are cheap, like a Yule Scepter, or even like a lot of agility carries are perfectly fine building Manta, but like, or a BKB.
The phrase I use, it's like top of the stack, right? Like if you ever played card games where they were like mechanics that you just keep playing them on top of each other until somebody wins, right?
Yeah.
There is no card to play on top of Hex.
you can build a Lincolns, and even then, like, it doesn't,
Oh,
it doesn't
arrow.
solve your
It
problem.
is going to hit, but the Tiny does have that
The status
restriction. Yeah, and it will take him back a little. He's going to dodge all the magic damage, but now look who's here. It is going to be Awar. He's doing a ton of damage. Pops his BKB. Is going to be killing SVG on the backside. There goes Ori. They're going to look for more. They're just killing bugs, actually. Paparazzi trying to run away, but he'll just run away. 1-for-1 trade.
I just don't like Diffusal on Brood.
It's a weird item. It enables your spiders to hit people, but I don't know. It's an item that I feel allows you to control your lane, and he isn't in a game where you can do
You're
that.
playing against like 3 heroes that are all going to naturally buy BKB. It's actually, they have 2 now and another queued up. I just feel like you're going to have a hard time getting into these fights as Brood. You're a tower hitter more so than you are an actual team fighter. It's just literally how fast can I farm and then take my advantage to take out objectives.
Yeah, the fact that Snake King had the luxury to go Radiance in a game like this, it's the complete opposite of what BG was forced to do. They were forced to buy Blinks and first item BKBs because they knew they had to force fights. On the other hand, he's this Wraith King that would traditionally be their initiator, so that's why he's going Blink potentially next. But he says, we don't even need initiation right now. We don't need to take fights. We're just going to farm 3 lanes.
Oh, and a Chronosphere actually catches 2. Now he does make a little bit of an error there with the Manta Illusions blocking himself up. They're still going to be able to get the disable onto Raven. Should be able to keep it on disc. Procking there to prevent Armel from picking up the support pretty easily.
Get out.
And now he's running out of mana. Almost completely out. Is going to get blown up. And Newbie, just keep racing forward. The buyback from Armel might be able to catch something, though. A lot of heroes dropping low. Moogie almost gets caught, but does manage to time walk just ahead. Faith gets the Ghost Scepter off. Okay, never mind. His TP is going to be canceled. He will be the only victim of all of those buybacks, though, from TNC. That is certainly not enough for them to feel good about this game.
Man, that aggression, this is like the Newbie of old. They're playing this very well. They're baiting you with their timings. The team fight, Kaka is just a sniper with this Lion right now. It's just a perfect mix of aggression so far.
Yeah. His item choice, the early Blink Dagger, and then this Andis.
They've got all in for this. They can't fight when Chrono's up.
Arrow going to be blocked by one of the Weaver Illusions.
I'm kind of okay with this attempt, but I can't see it paying off just because they can't kill Roshan fast enough.
Yeah.
This Weaver doesn't deal that much damage. And this is, I mean, it feels like we're beating it to death, but just can't play this game.
Yeah, now the Shadow Demon's back up.
Yeah, that's what you start to look for in a draft now. Is like, how do these heroes interact? Who kind of wins you the game? Can that person be countered? How easy is it for that person to be countered? Well, Chrono is a fat bubble.
And it's only going to get bigger. If he gets that level 25, he's right now level 22.
Now my man Moogie's going to get the 25 backtrack. And they're going to say, how'd you miss that Chrono? He's like, 25 backtrack.